Hey there, Evie here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your midweek in your face motivation. And I have a crazy, hang on a second, I have a dog. I have a crazy story for you today. And with that story, have you guys ever met my dog? So every time I start talking to somebody, here's my crazy dog. Every time I start talking to somebody or the phone rings, she's kind of like a 2-year-old. She's kind of like, oh, wait, who are you talking to? Pay attention to me right now. And it's kind of annoying. Anyway, I have a story to tell you, and it's about judging people, being judgmental. I'm not going to get into that whole racist thing because that's just, I don't even really want to discuss that. But I feel like it kind of plays a part in my story, and it's so devastating to me that it happened to me. So I live in Mexico, and I am a Canadian. I am also Italian, which makes me have, my skin is kind of dark. I mean, I'm not, um, you would never guess that I was just, you know, a North American or how could I say this without sounding, I don't know. I have dark skin and I'm full of tattoos and I'm kind of skinny and I have this crazy curly hair. So a lot of people, nobody can really guess my ethnicity, and that's fine. Whatever, you can guess whatever you want. I don't really care. I'm a human. First and foremost, I am a human being. That's what I am. So I was in Walmart on Friday, and I was in the health and beauty section, and I needed to buy some stuff. I needed some body cream, and I needed some body wash, and I like to smell stuff. I'm one of those people. I like to flip the tops and sniff because I'm also very sensitive to fragrances. So some fragrances can trigger migraine. So I got to smell shit before I buy it. I'm not buying stuff and throwing it in my cart if I don't know what the fuck it smells like. I need to smell shit. And I'm sure I'm not the only person on the planet that does this. I'm sure many other women, even men, do that too. So I was picking up things and sniffing them and putting them back, and some things ended up in my basket and some things didn't. And I could see there was this man standing behind me, and I didn't really pay any attention to him. He was a tall, we like to call them gringos. He was a tall gringo, American or Canadian. I don't know what he was. It doesn't really matter. And I could see him behind me, but not, I didn't really think anything of it. And so I opened up this one jar, and sometimes jars will have that extra plastic seal on it, so it's sealed shut so you can't smell it, which is fine. So these jars in particular did not have these little extra security layer of security. So I opened it, smelled it, didn't like it, put the jar back, and carried on my merry way. And then I got around another aisle, and he's standing at the end of that aisle, and he has a store employee with him, and he's pointing his finger like that, and then he fucking takes off like a bat out of hell. And I'm looking around and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what happened? So she comes up to me and she says, it was reported that you opened up this jar and you stuck your hand in it and you used some of this cream and then you put the jar back on the shelf. And I was like, oh, I most certainly did not do. I would never do stuff like that. I'm a sniffer, but I'm not a toucher. I'm not going to stick my fingers in jars and then put the jar back on the shelf. That's disgusting. So I'm trying to explain to the store employee, no, I did not stick my hand in the jar. I opened the jar and I sniffed it, and then I put the jar back on the shelf. And then she explains to me that the extra layer of security top isn't on. I said it didn't have one to begin with. There was no security top. You can go check all the jars. None of the jars have this security top. She was not believing me for anything. So we continued to argue for probably about 7, almost 10 minutes. And then she calls store security. And then store security comes over and does the once over. And then he tells me he's got the whole thing and he's doesn't speak English. So I got to use my Google translator. He's telling me that I stuck my hand in the jar and they have it on video. So now they have it on video. So now I've lost my fucking marbles. And I said, if you have it on video, I want to see the video camera where it shows me opening this jar and sticking my hand in this jar. I want to see the video camera. And then you can, then I'm guilty as charged, but I'm not guilty. So she goes away and he's still talking to me and he's telling me that this is what I did and I'm yelling at him and I'm kind of freaking out. Now the in me is coming out and I'm really upset because I was wrongfully accused of doing something that I didn't do because some bag gringo judged me based on my appearance. Tattooed, dark-skinned, skinny girl, must be a drug addict. She must, I don't know what he was thinking. So I'm standing there trying to defend myself and I'm freaking the fuck out. Like I can't even believe this is happening to me. So he tells me, if you don't calm down, don't make me call the police. And I'm like, call the police? Are you out of your mind? Like what is going on right now? And I'm telling you for right now, for 1 second, you do not want to be in a Mexico jail. You don't want to be in a Guatemala jail. You don't want to be in any of these jails because they are fucking horrid. And for 1 second, it flashed in my mind that I could possibly end up in jail because somebody wrongfully accused me of doing something based on my appearance because he did not see me stick my hand in the jar. He didn't because I didn't do that. He wrongfully accused me and judged me on my appearance. Anyway, so I'm still arguing with the store security. I've calmed down. Another chick comes around the corner. It's now we're probably 15 minutes into this. People around the store are starting to stop and stare and point and whisper because there's this crazy girl screaming and yelling. So the lady comes around. It was very embarrassing. So this other girl comes around and she's on her Google Translator on her phone. She shows me the phone and I feel like throwing up because I don't even know what she's going to show me. I'm not prepared for anything that she's going to show me at this time. And she says, we watched the video. It has proven your innocence. You're free to go. And I thought to myself, thank you, God. That's amazing. And then my next thought was, where the fuck is that man? Because I'm going to find him and I'm going to tear him another asshole. I didn't find him, and he's very fortunate that I didn't find him. But the point and the message that I want to drive home today, and there's so much hatred going on in the world, and there's so much judging, racism, and I don't want to talk about racism, but that's what it is. There's so much of hate, so much hate. And where do we learn, you know what? Where did we learn this hate? We learn by example, and a lot of us follow examples, and a lot of us believe everything we see, and we feed off of all this hate and off of all this anger and this racism and whatever other fucking bullshit is going on right now. And it's up to us to teach our children. It's up to us. We are the children of 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. We are those children. It's up to us to teach the children of today that all lives fucking matter and stop judging people based on their appearance. When does this ever end? I don't get it. It's 2020. Have we not progressed past that? It blows my mind that so many people, so many lives are disrupted because people still like to point fingers and judge because of the way you look. Smarten up. Smarten up. Really. Like, stop doing that. Stop judging people. Stop pointing fingers and going, oh, look at that girl. She's full of tattoos and she doesn't look like she's a white person or whatever, North American Canadian. She looks like she could be a drug addict or she looks like she could be a thief. You don't know anything about that person. Stop doing that. Could you please stop doing that? How would you like it if somebody did that to you? How would you like it if somebody did that to you? It is fucking horrible. I'll tell you that right now. It is fucking horrible when you get judged based on your appearance. It leaves a really sick feeling in your stomach. Don't do that. Just stop and start teaching your children that people are people no matter what we look like. We are all humans. We are all here for the same reason. Live, work, love, share, give, whatever. It's up to you to teach your children to not judge and to love everybody. That's my message for you guys. I didn't want this to be a whole racism thing because that's just horrible. And I don't like to talk about racism because I by no means am racist whatsoever. I don't give a fuck what color your skin is. It's about judging people. It's about pointing that finger and going, oh, pss, pss, and whispering. Don't do that. That's ugly. People who judge and gossip and do that, that's ugly. Don't be an ugly person. Just don't be an ugly person. All right, that's all I got. That's all I got. I'm tapped out. My head's about to explode. This was a very serious conversation to have in light of what's going on around the world right now. So I just want to say, just don't judge. Teach your children that we're all equals. We're all human beings. That's all. That's all I got for you. I love you. Don't forget. I really hope that in my words and in me trying to relay my message, I hope it didn't offend anybody. Sometimes I have a hard time finding the right words and they come out kind of awkward. So I hope it didn't offend anybody. That wasn't my goal here. So I hope you kind of, can take it in the context that it's meant. Don't forget, every Sunday I do angel card readings here, and Wednesday is midweek in your face motivation. I will see you all back here on Sunday. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like button, leave a comment if you want down below. Share if you feel called to do so. Thank you always for watching, and I'll catch y'all back here on Sunday. I love you. Bye.